Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're now, I hope you've had your lunch, you've had a nice sandwich or whatever is you're partaking. And in a second, Bronwyn, are we going to you or are we going to one of your colleagues?
We're going to Nikki.
We're going to Nikki. Excellent. Nikki, I can't see you. Are you ready to go?
Yeah,
I'm ready. Thanks, Chris. Can you see
Okay.
me?
I can't, but don't worry about it. I can hear
I
you.
can. Yes, we
Right.
can see you.
Good stuff. Just so you're aware, ladies and gentlemen, Nikki's going to come on and spend a few minutes just talking about what VA Central can do, because they're one of the sponsors of this event, or what they can do to help you run a better estate agency. Over to you, Nikki.
Thank you, Christopher. So, hi, everyone. It's lovely being here today. All the speakers that have spoken, you've been absolutely amazing. But so many of you know who VA Central is, and some of you might be asking, who is VA Central? So our story, our managing director, Sanjay Gandhi, let me just switch over. There we go. Started using a VA in his business about 8 years ago. That VA just so happens to be Bronwyn Schmidt, who is sitting in this room today, acting as his operations director for VA Central, even though the two of them have never met before. How crazy is that? So, as you all know, the advent of the COVID pandemic triggered a property boom in the UK. And at the same time, COVID lockdowns brought the need for significant changes to UK estate agency business models. In conversations with many estate agents, they found that it became clear that finding and retaining quality support staff was a major challenge. And this realization led to Sanjay and Bronwyn establishing VA Central. So fast forward to today, we've got over 100 VAs who are operating in the UK, helping multiple estate agencies across the UK. During the pandemic, bringing the property to market would easily generate 25 inquiries, but it's not the same today. Today, you have to be the deal maker, you have to be the matchmaker, and you need to make things happen. The reality is you can't operate at that level if you're bogged down doing administration. So take a quick read of this picture here. And then just by a very quick raise of hands, who's ever felt like this as an owner of a business, as an owner or as an estate agent, felt like you've done every single thing in your business? And yes, also if you see the last note there, stressed out, me. I think to a certain level, all of us have been here before. And let me tell you, if you've got your hands raised, then you are ready to take on a VA. So every agency hits its breaking point, and time is money. So it's an old saying, but it's still very relevant today. So if the question is, how can you better invest your time? The answer is hire a virtual assistant. When you spend your time on things like those on the screen, then you're wasting the only resource you have to grow your business. So why should you choose VA Central? We come from estate agency. As you know, Sanjay's got 2 successful estate agencies, but also everyone on our management team have cut their teeth by working directly with clients, and our clients are directors of estate agencies. That personal experience and insight is gold, and it means we place the right VAs with the right clients time and time again. It helps us develop systems and processes that align exactly with your needs. And it's not only our core team, but every single VA that comes on board has a minimum of 3 to 5 years experience working in the industry. Oops. There we go. So what are our services? Not the slide. What's happening? There we go, technical difficulties. What are our services? Instead of reading everything out to you, the biggest misconception I can promise you about a VA is that they can only do basic administrative tasks. This is so far from the truth. Many of our VAs are highly skilled, some of them coming with 20 years experience in their fields. So to help you better remember the tasks that a VA can do for you, I'm going to read a list. So it's thinking about tasks you don't like doing, you don't have time to do, you don't have the right skill set to do, that are repetitive, that require high amounts of focus, or one that we hear on a daily basis from our clients. It's a task that is draining either you or is draining your team. So our marketing services, according to Top Performance in Sales Prospecting Research, it takes an average of 8 touches to get an initial meeting / conversion on a prospect. So if all your prospects are seeing is an inconsistent post on your platform every now and then, or a random call that they get once in a blue moon, or a pamphlet you dropped in the post box because you happen to be in the area, then you are simply not doing enough to get your foot into the door. Top brands understand this. I think if we've been listening to both Lisa and Joss, they know the value of being top of mind constantly. So fun fact, 73% of homeowners are more likely to list with estate agents who use video. But a startling statistic is that 80% of estate agents don't use video content as part of their marketing strategy, or don't even have a digital marketing strategy. So this is not a luxury. This is honestly a necessity for your business. And before I move on to our next slide, we have invited a very special guest today, who my colleague Latia will be introducing. So Latia, if you would kindly take over.
Hi, everyone. So I work with Nikki, and we actually look after all of the clients at VA Central. And today I would like to introduce to you one of my friend's clients, Paul Tobias Gibbons of M&P Estates in Essex. His journey has been absolutely touching. We met last year, May. He joined us last year, July, with a property administrator. Thereafter, he got a negotiator, and earlier this month, he signed his sales progressor. But yes, I'm going to hand the floor over to him so that he can tell you about his journey with us. Welcome, Paul.
Hi there. I hope everyone can hear me. Yeah, my journey.
Sorry, can we just take the screen share off there, Nikki, please? That's better. Thank you.
There you go. Yeah.
Hi there, Paul.
Hello there. Hope you're well. I've been watching this morning. It's been really interesting and sort of motivating. So, sorry about not having the orange t-shirt. I do apologise.
No, don't worry. Thank you very much.
Just to start with my story. So, sort of cancer generally is a big area, and my story really started using VA Central. My wife, who worked in our business, was unfortunately diagnosed with breast cancer, and it became, obviously, as I would say to Letty, it was really difficult running a business, because being a business owner, if you were a staff member, you could give that staff member time off. They could be with their family, but being a business owner, you sort of, it's one of those sort of lonely sort of things, which you obviously have to overcome, and you've still got a business to run, you've still got clients to service and staff. So my journey with VA Central came when Sarah was diagnosed. We had to find a new property manager, because that's what she did. So we found someone in the UK, paid an agency a fortune to find the right person. They worked for a reputable company prior to us, and it wasn't very long before we found that they weren't particularly that good. And so we then went in search, and that's where I came across VA Central. Spoke to Letia. She was really very good. She understood what I was really looking for. She understood my personal circumstances, why I needed the right person. So within about the first month, we found Amber, who had already had 9 years property management experience. And so we still had this person in the UK still working for us, but as soon as we got Amber in, it was really clear that he would basically didn't know what he was actually doing, and he quickly resigned, which was, really good for us. Probably not so good for him, but it was a benefit to us. And from that initial period, we trained Amber. So I mean, that was my first experience using it, a VA. But what I found very quickly, as long as you give the support, the training, and keeping communication with them, and they are part of your team. So they may be in South Africa, but they'll still be included in morning meetings, afternoon meetings, and things like that. So a lot what I found with our first VA was very much, obviously, we created lots of training videos for her. And again, she had a lot of experience and she inputted into our new system or systems. And she's been with us just over a year. And so, although we had that initial interaction with her, what we found now, or I find now, I don't really get involved in property management. I speak to her in the morning, I will speak to her in the afternoon, usually for about 5 or 10 minutes just for a catch up, and she just gets on with it. So it frees my time up to sort of carry on. And then we introduced Erin, who's been with us just probably under a year, and she works in our sales. She's a negotiator, which you'd probably sort of think, well, how does she negotiate if she's all of those miles away? We do the viewings. She books the viewings. We physically do the viewings, or the vendors do the viewings. She gives the feedback, keeps the systems up to date, and is always looking to prospect for new clients who are looking to come on the market or within our database. And again, as I say, she's been with us again just under a year, and we've just in the last month got our third VA, which is Amelia. She is a legal paralegal, or she's a paralegal in South Africa, and she now has taken over our sales progression. We had outsourced that originally, but that didn't really work for us. Didn't really work too well for our clients. So I don't know if any of you guys are outsourcing your sales progression, but you need to find people who are like you, who have the same ethos, the same work ethic. And sometimes in the UK, it was really difficult. We got through a lot of staff over the 20 odd years. But as I say, with the 3 girls I've got now, we've got the support. They integrate into our office team. Everyone is there trying to help everyone. And that is obviously where we are at this moment. But for my journey, obviously my wife unfortunately had cancer. She is, touch wood, at the other side. But there were times that I thought, should I just sell my business? Should I just get out of real estate? And that was obviously something that was a big decision. And we did look at that sort of avenue. But actually having the support of my team now in the UK, and also we call it our international team, it's been a real eye-opener of how things can actually work, how you can systemize your business. And I've been really fortunate. I've had 3 fantastic VAs, and although they're all very different, they've all got one thing in common. They've all got this very hard work ethic, and their communication skills with clients, the management team, and other people within our team is brilliant. You ask them to do something, or you send them an email, can you send a contract out, and within minutes the contract's out, the client's been contacted, and things get done. So for me, I would highly recommend anyone that is looking for support staff, or any sort of staff that they don't need a physical presence, to obviously contact like VA Central, have a chat with them, and they should be able to actually find you the right person for the right position. But again, for me, my journey has been fantastic with my accounts manager. She always checks in with me, makes sure that I'm happy with the girls, making sure that I'm okay. And I've had a lot of support. It has been a very testing time in the last sort of 18 months. But I'm I'm enjoying real estate again, and I'm really enthusiastic about the future. And any any position that comes up within our business in the future, that's where I would actually be looking to, looking to use VA Central to actually find us another potential employee. So I'd just like to say thank you to them and their support staff as well. And I know that they also give a lot of support to the girls, which is really good, especially if you're working remotely. So that's really been my journey. It is that, as I say, I met Sanjay many years ago, and obviously I see Chris Watkins, and I met him through Chris Watkins many years ago. And as I say, the business is a really good model, and I could only recommend it if anyone is looking for, to fill a vacancy within their office. And if you wanted some more information about it, or you wanted to, give me a call privately, I'm more than happy to go through our learning process. And what we've tended to do across the time that we've had, we've created lots of Loom videos and educational videos, and we've structured them in so that obviously, unfortunately, if one of the girls were to leave, we wouldn't have to create all the training program again. It's there. Probably needs a little bit of updating, but that would really be it. So all I can say is, thank you for finding me the right staff, and thank you so much for the support that I've been given, in which, as I say, was a really testing time for me and my family.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. Paul, I just wanted to also just touch points on, I know Latia just loves to share how you and your wife has been able to take a few holidays here and there, and apparently you're planning quite a big one next year.
Yep. So, I mean, yeah, holidays, being a business owner, it's always difficult to get away. So we've had a couple of cruises. We just come back this weekend, had a long weekend in Belgium. So we've got quite a few other trips, and we're looking, probably not 2025, but 2026 to actually go out to Thailand for 6 months. And I think that's what we are looking to build towards. If I went back 2 years ago, I would have said it would be impossible. But now it is possible if you've got the right people supporting you. As I say, the interaction I have, obviously it's not a case of I just let them get on with it, but they know that I'm there if they need me, but they just do it. You only have to show them once how to do something, and it's done. Where I found before, it would be, that you'd have to show someone several times, and sometimes they still didn't get it. So yeah,
that's true. Oh, no, thank you so much for that, Paul. Thank you for coming on and sharing your story with all of us. We really do appreciate having you here.
You're more than welcome. Thank you for your time.
Fantastic. So just to end off our presentation, you can see that hopefully, I think it's so important that all of us need to start moving away from that hustle culture mindset of you have to do every single thing in your business. It's time to start delegating, and it's time to start taking your life back. So if you need a VA now, whether you do, whether you don't, scan the QR code on the screen, book an obligation-free virtual coffee with myself or Latia. It could be 30 minutes of your life that you never really think about again, or it could be 30 minutes of your life that change the trajectory of your business. So that's all for me. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Nikki. Thank you very much.